Here is your Radio Theater Channel weekly podcast for download. The RTC still has the very best old-time radio on the live streaming. And if it's music you love, tune in to the RTC Music Channel, where this link and many others are on our website at oldtimeradiolisten.com. Now, here's Jim.
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining us. This is the RTC Weekly Download. We have a comedy today, and we're going to visit with the Green Hornet. But first, that comedy was all the way back in 1946 when Bob Hope and Frank Sinatra got together to make this. Let's listen.
Bob Hope and his special guest, Frank Sinatra.
Thank you. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bob, so they hit the moon with radar Hope. You can see for me. I went down to Palm Springs last week, and they really have a housing shortage down there. In fact, I saw one ad in the paper that read for rent, $50 a month, a size 38 shadow. Palm Springs is really wonderful, isn't it? In 1 week, you get healthy enough to go back to work and poor enough to have to. And it's so ritzy, the snakes in that part of the desert don't have rattles, and back they have built-in recorders that play nothing but Castellanos. What prices the hotels get? I stepped up to the clerk and asked him if he could give me a suite for $5, and he handed me a Hershey bar. You should have seen the hotel I stopped at. What a place. There was a sign in the room, don't turn off the electric fan. It's holding up the walls. What a broken down room. The only time it had a ceiling was when a low cloud went by. But I finally got a beautiful room with a very high ceiling, except when the elevator came down. And it's so hot down in Palm Springs. One lens fell out of my smoke glasses and my right eye got burned black. For a week, I walked around looking like an overgrown panda. Panda, you know, he has one white eye and one white eye. And my lens fell, you know, and the last time I'll buy a gag from the Griffith Park Zoo, I want to tell you that. While I was in Palm Springs, those jet planes passed over on their way to New York. And I don't know if they were traveling fast enough to create a vacuum, but 10 acres of tumbleweed followed them as far as Iowa. I'm not saying they went fast, but the pilot's got the hiccups. He hicked in Salt Lake City and cupped over Chicago. When they landed, my sponsor sent me a wire reading. This shows you what hot air will do if you direct it right. Here comes Skinny Innit.
If you are planning a trip, come down to Tampico Way. Those lovely tropical scenes will make you want to say,
Hi, Tampico, Tampico, on the Gulf of Mexico. Tampico, Tampico, that's the place to go.
You lose your troubles and cares when you fiesta each day, and soon you're happy to live the Pan American way.
Hi, Tampico, Tampico, on the Gulf of Mexico. Tampico, Tampico, that's the place to go.
There are no strangers down there. It's all a big family, because they greet you with their good neighbor policy. Senoritas down there are sentimental and shy, and once they whisper hello, you'll never say goodbye.
Hi, Tampico, Tampico, on the Gulf of Mexico. Tampico, Tampico, that's the place to go.
You learn to rumba down there with Esterita McPhail, who learned to do it last week from Arthur Murray by mail.
Hi, Tampico, Tampico, on the Gulf of Mexico. Tampico, Tampico. Tampico, that's the place to go.
The senoritas, they wave when you arrive at the dock. The native costumes they wear are slacks and bobby socks. That's the place to go in Tampico, in Mexico.
I'm glad I waited for you. But then, what else could I do? Yes, there were one or two that I used to date with, but they always knew I used them to wait with. I'm glad I waited for you. I'm glad my heart waited too. That favorite dream of mine has just come true. I'm glad I waited for you. I'm glad I waited for you. I'm glad my heart waited too. That favorite dream of mine has just come true. I'm glad I waited for you.
I'm glad I waited for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet a fine young singer who recently returned from a trip back east. If you had good eyesight, you saw him in Anchors Away. The original Thin Man, one of the greatest guys who almost lived, Andy Russell's grandfather, Frank Sinatra. Right? Coming along.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bob.
Well, I'm glad to see you, Frank. You're looking as strong and handsome as ever.
Thank you, Robin, and you're looking as intelligent and as sophisticated as ever.
Boy, is television going to louse up this program. Tell me, Frankie, how was your trip east?
Wonderful, Bob. I flew, you know. Made it in 12 hours.
Gee, that's pretty good time.
Yes, it is, considering that I had to stop at Albuquerque to change pigeons. But you know, Bob, I had a small accident. I had to bail out, as a matter of fact.
You had to bail out? What happened?
Well, when we got over Denver, the pigeon hit a downdraft, and the recoil threw me off.
You feel a little kick on that last one. Say, you really covered a lot of territory back there. Tell me, are the hotel rooms still scarce in New York? Huh?
Still scarce. Well, I took a ride down Riverside Drive.
So what?
So nothing. General Grant was sitting on a park bench and getting $10 a day for renting out his tomb.
Well, you must have felt right at home in there.
No, Bob. You see, I stayed...
Wait a second. Oh, Frank, read the cues. Wait for laugh right there.
I lost my head.
I almost lost my laugh.
Bob, you see, I stayed with my folks over in Hoboken. I'm from the north, you know. That's my hometown. I went to grammar school there.
I bet you were the spitball champion, huh?
Not me. The other kids threw the spitballs.
Well, how come you didn't throw them?
Well, they used to wrap me up inside and let me do the steering.
Gee, just think, Frank, only a few years ago we were both living on the wrong side of the tracks, and here we are today, next-door neighbors in North Hollywood.
Uh-huh. So you're the guy that lives next door to me.
Yeah, what about it?
Bob, must you raise sheep?
That isn't the reason, Frankie. I'm doing all of Lana Turner's knitting now.
Fine vocation. Say, Robin, I got a complaint to make, though.
What about?
Well, I can't understand that dog of yours. Look, I've been living there for months, and he still barks at me when he sees me laying around the yard. Doesn't he like me?
Oh, it isn't that, Frankie. It's just that he's never seen a bone with a bow tie on it before.
You may hear from my lawyer, boy.
Frank, that's a nice-looking house you live in, and that's a nice driveway you have there, too.
Yeah, it costs quite a bit, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that was a good idea, surfacing it with Crush Crosby records. By the way, Frank, have you seen old Butterbeam lately?
Yeah, I've seen Mount Baldy. I ran across Bing in New York.
Really? What else is doing in the Bowery? But, Frank, it's a good thing you're back in Hollywood now. You know, while you're away, a certain actor has been taking over some of your bobby sock business and has been squealing for him.
Really? What's the name of this hijacker?
Oh, you've heard the name, Van Johnson?
Van. What is that, a movie actor or a trucking company? Are you kidding?
That's a charm school with freckles.
Oh, sure, I heard about him, Bob. Say, tell me, what's the secret of Van's charm, anyway?
Well, let's ask Frances. Frances, come here. She's got all the inside.
Yeah, the outside ain't bad either.
Say, Frances, will you step in here? I want you to settle a question between me and Frankie.
Gee, is it really Frank Sinatra?
In the flesh.
Stop bragging.
Why, Frank, I didn't know you were coming down here tonight.
Neither did I, Francis. Been windy, hasn't it? You know, Francis, you should see more of me.
Well, I'd like to. Where'd you leave it?
Being fractured here.
Nice work, kid. Oh, you're delicious. Francis, Frank has something to ask you.
Yeah, France, I want a kind of quick reaction. To be blunt, who do the girls like better, me or Van Johnson or me?
Well, it's hard to say. The girls really go wild over Van's golden hair.
What do you mean, golden hair? All he got was an egg shampoo, and they forgot to comb out the yolk.
Oh, you two are just jealous because you don't have a cute cowlick like Van.
I had a cow lick like that once.
Well, why doesn't your hair stand up on end?
That is where the cow licked me. That isn't where the cow licked me. Gee whiz, my records are still selling big. Why do I stand here reading this junk when I got money in the bank?
What do you mean, junk? I use nothing but sophisticated material. No coward leftovers. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Well, to me, it's still junk.
Oh, yeah? If you're going to get tough, put up your dukes.
Okay, I got him up. Start something.
Okay, take that.
Frankie! Stop it! Stop! Stop, fellas!
Stop. Why, Francis, you afraid we'll hurt each other?
No, but the sound man is getting awful tired.
Did you leave a call? Come on, take it, Skitty. Come here, Francis.
If I don't see her each day, I miss her. Gee, what a thrill each time I kiss her.
Believe me, I've got a case on Nancy with a laughing face. She takes the winter and makes it summer. Summer could take some lessons from her. Picture a tomboy in lace. That's Nancy with a laughing face. Have you ever heard mission bells ringing? Well, she'll give you the very same glow. When she speaks, you would think it was singing. Just hear her say hello. I swear to goodness, you can't resist her. Sorry for you, she has no sister. No angel could replace Nancy with a laughing face. Keep Betty Grable, Lamour, and Turner. She makes my heart a charcoal burner. It's heaven when I embrace Nancy with a laughing face.
That's fine, Frank. Sit down and rest. We get some oxygen.
Here comes Frank Sinatra.
I should care. I should go around weeping. I should care. I should go without sleeping. Strangely enough, I sleep well, except for a dream or two. But then I count my sheep well. Funny how sheep can lull you to sleep. So I should care. I should let it upset me. I should care. But it just doesn't get me. Maybe I won't find someone as lovely as you. But I should care, and I do. I should let it upset me. I should care, but it just doesn't get me. Maybe I won't find someone as lovely as you. But I should
Tonight, folks, we're going to take a little excursion into the land of fantasy and bring you as weird and chilling a ghost story as you ever heard. We're going to do the life of Frank Sinatra. If you will, Mr. Ennis.
Life of Frank Sinatra.
We take you back to the fateful night of June 8th, 1919. A fateful night indeed. Because on that night, nothing happened. Nothing happened, and they named it Frank Sinatra. As the stork swooped low over the Sinatra home with his precious little bundle, he said,
I better leave this and get away fast. They may have their heart set on a baby.
So, little Frankie is born. And when Papa Sinatra comes home from work, he peeks at the thin figure and says happily,
Ah, I see we're having spaghetti tonight.
But time marches on, and Frankie gets bigger, thanks to helium gas. And even at that early age, his mother knew he was going to be very intelligent. When she looked down at the infant lying in his crib, Frankie would open his big blue eyes and say,
Goo-goo, hey.
At the age of 5, Frankie gets into his first fight with the kid next door.
I give up. Don't hit me again. Don't hit me again.
Okay, and let that be a lesson.
In school, Frank meets a young Southern boy, Edgar Ennis. As boys will, they size each other up carefully, then speak.
Hiya, fatso.
All right, children, we'll start the day's lesson.
Say, teacher, ain't you going to call the roll?
No, I got a quicker way. Will all those pupils who are absent please raise their hands? See, every day, perfect attendance.
The teacher's a moron. No wonder I'm an idiot.
Robert, hope you're a bad boy, and you're a bad influence on the rest of the children here in the 5th grade.
How's that, teacher?
Well, this is the second morning this week you come to class without a shave. And another thing, Robert, take off that pointed dunce cap.
What dunce cap?
Hey, Teach, that's his head hay.
You fat as mustache.
Hey, your mother's stuffed eggplant.
Hey, your sister's tricycle. Wait.
Yeah, and Francie Langford, you can stay after school today.
But, teacher, why should I stay after school? I know all the answers.
Yeah, I know. Now stop arguing with me. You children are impossible. I've sent for the principal.
Oh, what's this, Frankie? This ought to be fun. I rigged up a bucket of water over the door, and when the principal opens the door, it'll tip the bucket. Shh. Here he comes now.
Silly bee started for the classroom and walked right into the swimming pool. All right, children. Let's all line up and have our little ears inspected now. All right, Frankie, step up here. Well, that ear's clean, and now for the other one. Frankie!
What's the matter, Princey? Is it dirty?
Oh, but where did you find a place to buy gum?
Who bought gum? That's the same piece I had there last week.
Hey, huh? I just wanted to see if you left anything out. Hey, Fritz, I've got clean ears. Look behind him and see.
Okay. You have 2 clean ears. Now let me look behind the other 2.
Say, Principal, I got a question in arithmetic. Is the quadratic complex made up of coordinates to satisfy a homogeneous algebraic equation of degree 2?
Huh?
I said, is the quadratic complex made up of coordinates to satisfy a homogeneous
This punk is trying to quit my racket.
Eager for fame and fortune, Frank teams up with Bob Hope and goes into show business. We find Frank and Bob applying for their first job in a Hoboken nightclub.
Frank, my new act will kill the people.
Maybe so, Bob, but I think you should stick to just telling jokes.
You do?
Yeah, I don't think it'll look right, a man doing a bubble dance.
Oh, it's okay. I move fast. I won't catch cold. Well, here's the place, Frank. Kelowna's Mickey Finn Inn. Boy, what a tough-looking joint.
What makes you think it's so tough?
Well, just look at the hat check girl. She's checking the hats with the heads in them.
Hey, Bob.
Check your coat here. Check your coat.
Don't stop, Frank. Walk right by.
Now, how about your hat?
Hey, look, Bob, here comes the owner.
Hey, mister, we're part of the new floor show.
Sorry, I've got all the chorus girls I need.
Listen, we're not chorus girls. Take another look.
Well, I don't need any scrub women either.
Kelowna. Are you the boss here?
That's right, Hope J. Billingsley, Kelowna. No liquor sold after hours, no gambling on the premises. Laws of the community observed to the letter. Also relatives Shanghai to China cheap.
Hey, look, Frank, there's a dead horse sitting at the bar.
Dead horse sitting at the bar?
Yeah.
That's funny. He paid for a table.
Say, Kelowna.
1 minute, Hope, while I throw out this rowdy customer. All right, Bub. Come on. Out you go. Come on, fellas. Let me back in.
Say, Kelowna, do we get jobs in your floor show?
Well, tell me, Hope, what kind of an act do you do?
Oh, I got a great act. I kill him. I come out on the stage and I say, how do you do, folks? I call my dog Postman because he's expecting a litter. You see, he's expecting a litter. It's my special delivery that gets him, you see. You get it, Jeff? Do you think you can use my jokes?
Why not? Most of our customers like an egg in their beer. And now, Sinatra, let's hear what you can do.
Okay. It might as well be spring. It might as well be spring. It might as well be spring.
Well, don't stand there. Let's plant them.
Got a date with an angel. Got to meet her at 7. Got a date with an angel. I'm on my way to heaven. She's so lovely beside me. And whatever betide me. Got an angel to guide me. So I'm on my way to heaven. Gonna let the bells ring out. And the choir will sing out. When the pearly gates ring out, all she'll beckon to me. I've been waiting a lifetime for this evening at 7. Got a date with an angel. I'm on my way to heaven. Gonna let the bells ring out, and the choir will sing out. When the pearly gates ring out, oh, she'll beckon to me. I've been waiting a lifetime for this evening at 7. Got a date with an angel. Now I'm on my way to heaven.
And here's one more item from Bob Hope.
Here with a medley of her famous song hits, your Brazilian bombshell, Carmen Miranda.
Jolly bum de bum 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 bum, jolly bum de bum 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 lele, jolly bum de bum 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 la like it, benta três vezes bum 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 la bum. Jolly bum de bum 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 bum, jolly bum de bum bum lele, jolly bum de bum bum la like it, benta três vezes bum bum bum. Eu vi papi papani papadela e outro papi papostado de uma papa de bobá, papo pipa papa amarela no papo de papi papi que papo lá na mapa. Quando eu disse papai que papi papai papai de vindes na porque papai era papão, eu fiquei pra como um papo no meu estava quando escuto papagaio ele dizer papapagão. Jolly bum de bum 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 bum, jolly bum de bum bum lele. Jolly bum de bum bum lá lá, quero ver três vezes, vamos lá lá, bam. Jolly bum de bum 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 bum, jolly bum de bum bum lele. Jolly bum de bum lá lá, quero ver três vezes, vamos lá. Eu vi papi papani papadela e outro papi papostado de uma papa de bobá, papo pipa papa amarela no papo de papi papi que papo lá na mapa. Quando eu disse papai que papi papai uma papa de vindes mais porque o papi era papão, eu fiquei como um papo no meu estava quando escuto papagaio ele dizer papagão. Que se cobrou o capeta de uma capa que se trepa na garupa do capeta capataz, porque ninguém possa ver o papo pipa papa andar embaixo. Jolly bum de bum 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 bum, jolly bum de bum 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 lele, jolly bum de bum bum lá lá, quero ver três vezes, vamos lá. Vai! Jolly bum de bum bum lele, jolly bum de bum bum lá lá, quero ver três vezes, vamos lá. Vamos!
And there you go, a melody of songs from Carmen Miranda. And songs is the subject of our next program, as the Green Hornet tackles the Songs Racket from 1948.
The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies that even the G-men cannot reach. The Green Hornet. Adventure, words, and music. The events and characters depicted in this drama are fictitious. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Let successful radio, talking, and recording artists show you the glamorous road to fame and fortune. Write the words and music for a song hit. Let the 3 J's, Joe, Jack, and Jim, do the rest. We publish and distribute. We guarantee to put your song in the hands of leading movie producers, orchestras, and radio stations. Get out of the rut. Write a song. How's that sound for an ad?
Joe, you ought to quit music publishing and go in for ad writing. That'll get them.
Sounds good, Joe. But you ought to have something about send for our free booklet and full details. Oh, I got that here, right down at the bottom. Now, the idea is that we'll run this in all the cheap magazines with a blank to be sent in. We've fiddled around with this racket long enough. Now it's time to branch out.
That's the idea. Get into a nationwide business.
Hold on, Jack. Maybe we should get a lawyer to look things over. We'll be using the mails, you know.
I talked to the lawyer, Jim. We aren't breaking any laws.
What about that line, submitting songs to radio stations, dance bands, and all that?
We will. We'll submit them. If they toss them in the wastebasket, that's not our worry.
Okay.
Another thing the lawyer said.
What's that?
We ought to protect each other. I got some contracts here, see?
Contracts for what?
We all sign them. It's a partnership agreement so we don't break up.
Break up?
Yeah. Suppose one of us lands a job with a radio sponsor or something.
None of us could. You know that, Jack. We worked as a harmony trio. We're washed up as far as that stuff goes.
Maybe your pipes were never good for solo stuff, but Jim can do a good tenor.
Oh, not me. I'm for the publishing racket. There's big dough in it. And we don't have to worry about commercial contracts running out.
Just the same, we should have an agreement. If one of us pulls out or dies, the other two get his share of the work.
That's fair enough, Jack. Sounds all right to me.
I thought it'd be okay with you two. If we're going into big business, we might as well be organized right.
And what about this ad? Is it okay with you two to go ahead and run it?
Sure.
The sooner we get started, the sooner the dough will begin rolling in. The advertising for the 3 J's was widely circulated throughout the country. And a few weeks later, cash came pouring into the publisher's office with every mail delivery. Hundreds of hopeful young people awaited the verdict of the Racketeer trio, just as Waldo Fielding did.
Any mail for me today, Mother?
Yes, Waldo. There's a letter from that song publisher.
Where is it? Gee, I can hardly wait to hear what they say about my poem. Wouldn't it be swell if they put music to it and publish?
There's the letter, Waldo.
Gosh, if I could just get the start. Well, look at what some people make out of songs. I heard that sometimes a guy makes as much as... Ma!
What is it, Waldo?
They'll accept my poem.
They will?
Yeah, they like it. They'll have one of their best men write the tune, and then they'll publish it and see that it goes to all the radio stations and the movie studios and the dance bands. Oh, boy, I knew I could do it.
But, Waldo, won't they expect a lot of money for doing all that?
No. They say here that they'll take the chance on royalties. If I don't make anything, they won't make anything either. All I have to do is pay for the copyright and the printing cost and mailing.
But how much is that?
Well, I suppose it'll seem like a lot to you, Mom. It's about $50. $50? But that's not much, really. Why, I'll bet a lawyer would charge almost that much just to get the copyright for me. And it might bring me in as much as $500,000.
But, Waldo, $50, we haven't got that.
Well, I'll get it. I'll sell my camera, and I can get something for my banjo. The chances are that Steve will pay a little for my shotgun. I'll get the money. Don't you worry about it, Ma. You just wait. I'll be rich one of these days. I'm going to start on another song poem right away.
Several more weeks elapsed, and Joe, Jack, and Jim found a veritable gold mine in their venture. They expanded in their advertising, moved into larger offices, and then one day...
Hey, Joe. Jack.
Yeah, Jim?
The better business people have been checking up.
So what?
They don't like our way of doing business.
Oh, they don't, huh? Well, isn't that too bad? What are they going to do about it?
They'll probably publish some warnings about us.
The suckers that send lyrics and tunes to us won't listen to warnings. They're so convinced that their stuff is good, they'll believe whatever they want to believe. That's the psychology of this business.
Well, just passing on what that bird from the Business Bureau told me. He claims we're running a racket.
It isn't a racket at all. We take a certain fee for publishing a song, agree to secure copyright, furnish a tune or lyric, whichever is required, and have a certain number of copies printed and distributed.
And we do all those things.
Certainly. We fulfill our part of the contract to the letter. There isn't a law in the country that can touch us.
But it won't do us any good to have newspaper ads calling attention to our way of doing business.
Well, we can't stop it, can we?
Well, I thought if it was agreeable to you two, I'd make a few promises and stall things off for a while. We're really just getting a foothold.
An ad in the paper in one city isn't going to hurt us much. Our business is nationwide. Let them advertise. Can't hurt us.
Okay, Jack, it's up to you. And Joe?
I agree with Jack. Now, what about the tunes for this batch of stuff that came in today?
You got it all sorted according to meter, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's have it. I'll rap out a few little jingles and give them some music.
Seems to me it's kind of risky using the same tune for half a dozen different songs.
Nah, the stuff never amounts to anything. Nobody will ever hear it. What's the difference? I can't think of 150 new tunes every day.
You keep the stuff pretty well scattered, though, don't you, Jim?
Sure. For example, I'll use that tune, Moonlight Love, on the poem of a guy in New York, one in St. Louis, maybe one in Omaha, one on the West Coast. That saved me writing 4 different tunes, see?
It'd be kind of tough if the fellas ever got together and found they had the same tune.
Fat chance of that.
Well, what would happen if one of the songs became a hit?
A hit? That's a good one, Joe. How can any of this stuff ever be a hit? We'll see to it that it isn't.
I wanted to speak to you.
We're in conference.
What do you want here?
My name is Fielding. Waldo Fielding. I sent you a song a few weeks ago. Remember the name?
Sorry, Feeling. We're in conference now. We can't be disturbed.
I've been trying for 4 days to see you. I spent all my money.
What do you want to see us about, kid?
My song.
Did you get your copies of it?
Yes, sir, but I wondered if there hadn't been some sales made.
Where are you from?
Simmons Corners.
Well, what are you doing here in the big city?
Well, I thought my song would be selling, so I came here. I thought I might be able to do better if I was working closer with you.
You see the girl in the outer office and ask her to check up on the sales of your song. But I doubt if it's had any sales yet. You know, it takes time to put the new things over.
Well, I thought I might make a personal appearance with an orchestra or something.
Well, we'll send for you when we want you for that, kid.
I did speak to the girl.
What'd she tell you?
She said that there hadn't been any sales yet.
Well, that's the answer then. Why don't you go back to Simmons Corners or wherever your home is and stay there till we send for you?
Well, look, there must be some sales. If you sent that song out to all the people you claim you did, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I gotta have some money.
Well, what do you want us to do? Dish it out of our pockets? We're running a publishing house, not a traveler's aid.
Yes, sir.
We sent you 50 copies of the song. Why don't you go out in the street corner and try to peddle them or something? That's one way to drum up business.
Yes, sir. You want to buy a song? Say, mister, do you want to buy a copy of my song?
Not today.
Buy a copy of my song, lady?
Get out of my way, please.
Look, mister, do you want to take a copy of the newest song hit home?
Hey, you. What are you doing there blocking the traffic?
Oh, officer, I didn't mean anything.
What's this you're trying to peddle? Music?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to sell a song.
Maybe you'd better find out something about the laws of this town. You can't stand on street corners interfering with pedestrians, peddling music. Got a license?
License? No, sir, I haven't.
You'd better come down to the station house with me, I guess.
No, please, I didn't know.
Come on, kid. You can't get away with this sort of thing. Hey, suffering catfish, the kid's passed out.
What have you got there, Doyle?
Lowry, why is it that you're every place I am?
I learned when I first started in as reporter for the Sentinel, Doyle, that if I keep close enough to you, I see things happen. Yeah, what's the matter with the kid? You crown him with your nightstick?
No. I just started to take him in for peddling music on the street, and he passed out cold on me.
The kid looks half starved.
He does at that.
How long is it since he's eaten?
I don't know. Here, Lowry, stay with him till I call the wagon.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a story here. This looks like human interest stuff.
Ed Lowry, the star reporter of the Daily Sentinel, came into the office of the young publisher Britt Reed a couple of hours later. Miss Case, Reed's secretary, said,
Mr. Reed's not in now, Lowry.
But I gotta see him about a special story.
He's still out.
Where?
How the dickens do I know where he goes? I'm the last one he tells. It's discouraging.
Discouraging? Hey, now listen, Casey. Don't get ideas that the boss is interested in you. He travels with the 400.
Don't be idiotic.
As far as Britt Reed is concerned, you're just part of the office furniture.
But I do wish he'd settled down long enough so I could write to his father with some feeling of confidence.
Now, what's the trouble?
Oh, just as soon as I write Mr. Reed and tell him that Britt's taking an interest in the Daily Sentinel, he disappears.
Lady, if I had his dough, I'd never come to the office.
During the past week, he's been out to some affair almost every night. He's bored with the office again.
Well, he'll get his fill of nightlife and then settle down again.
Yes, until he gets his fill of the newspaper business again.
Oh, here he is. Say, boss, I ran into Doyle, the big cop, today.
Oh, yes?
And he had a kid in tow. The kid had passed out from hunger. But when Doyle spotted him first, he was trying to peddle a song he'd written.
A song?
And it ties right in with the racket we've been working on.
What racket was that, Larry?
Music publishing. You know, those wildcat publishers that call themselves Joe, Jack, and Jim, the 3 J's?
Who are they?
A broken-down vocal trio that hit a good racket. I got a first-hand story from one of the victims of the racket. The poor kid got just enough encouragement from them to quit his job and leave home. Here's the song he wrote. I brought a copy for you.
Well, leave it with Miss Case. I'll take it with me when I go home.
Well, what about my story? I got pictures of the kid.
Well, speak to the city editor about it. He's paid to handle that sort of thing.
But maybe there's editorial meat in it.
Gunnigan's the best judge for that.
Oh, hang it all.
What's the matter, Larry?
Well, look here, boss.
I get my Gunnigan, Larry.
Okay. I'll take it to Gunnigan. There's the words and music.
Mr. Reed.
Yes, Miss Case?
I'm going to stick my neck out again. Isn't there something we can do to make the office more attractive for you?
Oh, no, it's quite all right, Miss Case.
Then why can't... Why won't you...
Oh, I understand, Miss Case. You're concerned again because I'm spending too little time around here.
Frankly, I am, Mr. Reed. I hate to keep writing your father that you...
I'm sorry. But you'll have to admit that newspaper work hasn't a great deal of adventure.
It might have.
Oh, yes, Miss Case, it might have.
There was plenty of excitement while the Green Hornet was so active.
There was, wasn't there?
I wonder if the Hornet has been killed.
Killed? Why, Miss Case?
We haven't had a story about a Hornet adventure in quite a while.
That's true.
He may have been killed, or he may have, retired.
I doubt if the Green Hornet would retire, Miss Case.
Well, perhaps then the police and public have been so greatly aroused that the Hornet doesn't risk making another appearance.
That's quite possible.
I never saw you more interested in the newspaper than while the Green Hornet was running wild.
Well, you must admit the Green Hornet furnished news.
He certainly did. Mr. Reed, there's just as much excitement in everyday life if you could only realize it.
For example?
For example, that lad that Lowry tried to tell you about. Waldo Fielding. Now, there's human interest. Poor chap that falls for racketeers, quits his job in the little home community, comes to the big city, goes hungry, is misled and victimized by these fake music publishers.
Isn't there something the law can do about publishers of that sort?
If there were, the law would be doing it. But they stay inside the law, Mr. Reed. According to Lowry, they have a contract, and they fulfill the terms of the contract. So the law is helpless.
I've heard about the racket, Miss Case.
Aren't you going into your office?
No, I think I'll leave for the day. It's after 4.
But, Mr.
I'll take
Reed...
the song along with me just to satisfy Lowry.
Very well.
See you sometime tomorrow.
You will stop in then tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I'll probably stop in.
If the Green Hornet would only start up again, and perhaps Britt Reed would become interested in the publication of news.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Green Hornet adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue our story. Britt Reed went directly from his office to his apartment. He was uneasy and restless, and only Cato, his faithful valet, realized the real cause of the uneasiness. You're right, Cato. I do feel handcuffed, hampered, tied down. If there were only some way the Hornet could get at this music publishing racket, I'd go out.
But the risk, Mr. Brett.
Risk be confounded. There's a risk in anything, Cato.
Yes, Mr. Brett.
You can't find any way it can be broken up. Not even if we do use the role of the Green Hornet to get at them.
Is it big?
It's nationwide. Those 3 crooks, Joe, Jack, and Jim, have thousands of people all over the country sending money to them. Money that won't bring a thing except false encouragement and heartbreak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look at tonight's Sentinel. Look at that warning from the Better Business Bureau. They wanted to buy a few inches, and I gave them a quarter of a page. But do you think that'll stop people from being made victims? Not on your life. I even ran one of the songs, a typical song, copyrighted and published by Joe, Jack, and Jim, to show the stuff they called good. Cato, why haven't it just occurred to me?
What is it?
I have an idea, Cato. Life's going to be exciting after all. This may be the entering wedge. Maybe this is what the Green Hornet's been waiting for. The ad for the business bureau, Cato. It shows a typical song published by that firm of Joe, Jack, and Jim.
Yes, Mr.
And the music for this is the same tune that was used by that young chap Lowry brought in a story about.
It is.
It definitely is. I don't know a great deal about music, but I do know that much. Do I have an engagement for tonight?
Very call, Mr. Brett.
Cancel it then. We're going to make other plans.
What are they?
This may give me the lead I need to smash that publishing firm. Joe, Jack, and Jim. Well, we'll see if they're staying within the law.
Well, what can you do?
Go to the office. I want to look around there for a while. And if my suspicions are correct, we'll hold a meeting of the firm.
The firm?
Joe, Jack, and Jim. Come on. We're taking out the Black Beauty.
Britt Reed went through a secret panel in the rear of his clothes press, and then by means of a passage between the walls of the apartment building, he reached a small door that opened into the loft of an old, supposedly abandoned livery stable. It was here, unknown to everyone, that the sleek black car of the Green Hornet was housed.
Is the car ready, Cato?
Yes, sir.
All right, get in. Mask?
Here, in compartment.
Gas weapon?
Here.
Good enough.
I want to telephone Joe, Jack, and Jim, but I can do that from their own office later on this evening.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's get going. There's the night watchman, Cato. Standing at the entrance to the building.
Yes, sir.
You take the car onto the rear. I'll handle him.
What are you going to do?
I'll have to knock him out and get him out of the way. Can't take chances on him. Take the car now. You know where to meet me?
I know.
Hat brim pulled low over his eyes, almost hiding the mask, the Green Hornet approached the entrance of the office building where a man stood smoking a pipe.
Offices are all closed now, mister. I don't want to hurt you.
What have you done, Hornet?
That'll hold you for an hour. If I need more time, I'll give you some more gas.
Dragging the unconscious form of the watchman inside the building, the Green Hornet left him in a corner, then ran the elevator to the 10th floor. Half an hour later, the three Jays had a phone call at their apartment.
I suppose that's just another one of these would-be writers calling for information on his song hit. Answer, Jack.
Hello? I wish we'd given that Fielding kid a little dough.
Oh, stop harping about him, Jim.
Well, but passing out in the street like he did, hunger, that won't do us any good.
Well, it won't hurt us any.
Yeah?
For the love of Pete, forget him. He just won.
Yeah.
He should have come to the city in the first place. Maybe you're right, Joe.
That'll be swell.
Who's he got on the phone?
I don't know.
Looks as if it's something pretty good.
Yes, sir. Right away. Hey, fellas, we're set to really go places.
Who was that?
A publisher.
Publisher?
Magazine publisher. One of those cheap picture mags. He's in town for the evening and wants to talk to us about running a picture story of our business.
Yeah? Hey, that would be swell publicity.
Wouldn't it, though?
That'll offset what the Sentinel ad has done.
Won't offset it. It's a national magazine.
When do you see him?
Right away. He asked if I couldn't meet him in our office tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, and let him see what sort of picture story could be run.
Good, we'll go with you. Yeah, come on, let's start.
This is the break of a lifetime.
Joe, Jack, and Jim rushed in a cab to their office building and found the front door open.
The watchman must be on the first floor.
Yeah, that'll save us waiting for the elevator.
Hey, Larry! Where are you? He isn't on the first floor. The elevator just coming down now.
Shouldn't leave the front door open like that.
Don't worry about it. Well, Larry, you're covered. What in place?
Master Green Hornet.
One of you can run this elevator. Get in there or I'll fold you up where the night watchman is.
You killed him, murder.
Get aboard.
Don't shoot, don't shoot. Well, what are you after?
Up to your office. Get going now. You're 10th floor, you know.
Stop waving that gun around.
I'll stop by letting you have it at the first sign of any rough stuff.
I'll shoot it. Oh, Jim.
Let that warn you two.
Oh, shot him in cold blood.
Yeah. How do you like it? Leave him right where he is. You open that door and get to your office. What are you going to do? You'll find out. Step along there.
There's a light there.
I left it. You needn't think about the magazine publisher because I was the one who phoned you. I took the liberty of using your own telephone.
I have keys.
You won't need them. I've unlocked the door and everything else that needs unlocking.
Now what?
Sit down in there.
What's all this stuff?
Your so-called song hit.
Yeah, I see.
A couple of them have possibilities, haven't they, Jack?
Why, sure they have.
Suppose the Green Hornet were to steal one of them. Not just suppose there would be a lot of publicity about the Green Hornet shooting two men, maybe more, to get possession of one specific song. What would happen to the sale of that song? Hey, that's right. It would become the hit of the week. Every band would use it, every radio station would be featuring it on a song and bring thousands and thousands of dollars in royalties.
Maybe we can make a deal.
Before I finish talking to you crooks, you won't want that sort of thing to happen.
What?
Why not? Look here, Hornet. Your tower gonna be broke. You're gonna be smashed to a finish.
Broke?
Smashed? I've already addressed a few envelopes, and I'll see that the rest are addressed. There they are. Take a look at them.
I don't understand.
You will. Take a look at those 3 sheets of music I've laid out for you.
What about it?
Who wrote that music?
We did. What of it?
And who secured copyrights?
We did.
Every one of these songs can be made into a hit tune with the right promotion. I think I can say that it gets that promotion. If
I've already explained how.
Well, a hit is what...
We can't afford a hit. Suppose, for example, this number becomes a hit. What do you suppose the authors of these other songs with the same music would do? They'd sue, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they'd probably
There
sue.
were probably a dozen other poets who've been given the same melody for their song. They'd all start lawsuits. You two'd be dragged through every court in the country. Your whole racketeering business would be laid out in the open. Can you stand having a sensational song hit?
I don't know.
You know you can't. That's why I came here.
It was a mistake.
That's it. It was a mistake.
Mistake?
The printers made a mistake. They got the words and music.
That's too thin. I could go through your files and show you plenty of the same sort of mistakes. Sit down at that desk. What do you want? Money, lots of money. There's your checkbook. I happen to notice your bank balance there. You can write a lot of checks.
Checks?
I said checks.
For who?
Make out the first to Harvey Dale, D-A-L-E. According to your records, he's paid in $150. That's the amount you send him.
And who else?
Start writing.
I'll do it.
Oh, no, we'll have Jack do it. He's the one whose signature makes those checks worth something. Go on now, start writing.
Now, you see here.
Right.
How far are you going?
As far as your bank balance will allow. There's $200 to go to Mrs. Hacknew, $100 to each of the people on this list, $75 to these people. And there's a list of those who'll get $50 each.
I'll be broke. I can't afford all
You can't
that.
afford not to pay up. You'll afford it a whole lot better than these people contributed to your success. And there's another thing, Jack.
Robin Steve.
Shut up! Instead, there was another thing. We may have to overdraw your bank account considerably.
I can't.
You better convert some of the bonds you hold to cover the checks you make out tonight.
I can't.
Might even have to trade in some life insurance. If you don't cover those checks, you'll mighty soon find yourself not only in court, but eventually in jail. What would a jury made of people who read all about your racket in the magazines and newspapers give you? Take your choice, Rat. Go broke and stay free, or go broke and go to jail. And make out checks until you get the writer's cramp. And see that those checks clear the bank.
By first one threat, then another, the Green Hornet compelled the publisher to make out checks to refund money. And then...
That's as far as your cash will go. I'll see to it that these envelopes are mailed.
You can't get away with it.
No? Now, let me explain that I can still make one of your songs a hit. The song that Jim gave his life to keep from the Green Hornet. A song that has some hidden significance to the Green Hornet. One small bit of the song torn and found in the clenched fist of the latest victim of the Hornet's weapon.
Well, Jim.
I'm taking him with me. I know whether or not those checks clear the bank. If they don't, Jim will be found with this emblem plastered to his forehead. The mark of the Green Hornet. And this part of this song clenched in his fist.
Wait. If we don't stop payment, if those checks go
Then
through...
you'll have nothing but poverty to worry you. And don't try another racket like this one. The Green Hornet can make one of your songs a hit at any time. Only the next time, it might be one of you who furnishes the clenched fist.
Leaving the two racketeers in their office, the Hornet took the elevator to the first floor, dragged the still unconscious man to the rear door of the building, and put him into the car.
That'll do, Cato.
What do we do with him?
We'll have to keep him under cover until these checks clear the bank. And then, Cato, we can let him go.
Lowry, have you heard the news?
Which news? That Fielding kid got a refund from Joe, Jack, and Jim. That's news.
Yes, and the mark of the Green Hornet was on the letter that went with it.
Yeah, that's a page one story. The Hornet has stepped out again. I wish I had all the details.
But that's not the biggest thing. Mr. Reed was in bright and early this morning. He's a newspaper man again. He's been working like a Trojan all day, trying to run down some leads on the Hornet from what information he gathered.
He is?
Yeah, but it won't last. I'm certain that he'll lose interest again if the Green Hornet goes back into seclusion.
But what if the Green Hornet was to be captured?
I'm afraid Britt Reed would lose interest in the Sentinel in that case, too.
Professor! Green Hornet mails check! Exclusive Green Hornet story! Green Hornet still alive! Let's go back to
You have been listening to the Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download. Check out our continuous stream at www.otrlisten.com. And join us next week for another Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download.